Welcome to the Man United stream, hope you're doing well. It's Sunday morning and we've got lots and lots of news and it's all surrounding one thing, the takeover. Yes, the takeover. We got breaking news yesterday that Sheikh Jassim is leaving the process and will no longer be trying to buy Manchester United. We're going to discuss this and lots more in today's show, so sit back and relax and let's get going. But before we start today's show, please hit that like button on this video, and if you're new to the Man United stream channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and opinions. So let me set the picture. I was sat there yesterday evening having my evening meal, just relaxing, looking forward to a really good night. I was looking forward to the boxing. We had Logan Paul against Dylan Dennis and KSI against Fury, so it was a really good lineup of boxing fights. It didn't turn out to be really good. It was actually crap. It was actually watching clowns box, but that's a different topic altogether. But overall, I was looking forward to the actual night. It was just enjoyable. Saturday night, it's always really nice to relax and just watch a movie or do something. As I sat down and tucked into my meal and started enjoying it, I got a tweet and checked my watch just randomly. It was Fabrizio Romano, and then the name Sheikh Jassim popped up. Now, I normally wouldn't check all my tweets like this, but it was Sheikh Jassim and it was Fabrizio Romano, so I thought, right, okay, let's just check what this is. And as I scrolled down, my heart sank. Sheikh Jassim had pulled out of the process on buying Manchester United. Why and how? All the questions raced through my head. I mean, it just ruined my entire evening. I didn't know what the hell to make of it. I knew immediately that it's Fabrizio Romano and he normally does not get anything wrong, so I knew if he's tweeted it, this is from the horse's mouth. He's got it from somewhere where no one else has, and it is genuine news. It is 100% accurate, and we're gonna get Sheikh Jassim removing himself from the whole process. Why and how? What went wrong? I mean, that was the last thing I expected, and many other people expected. Lots of seasoned journalists out there had predicted that Sheikh Jassim would come in at the last minute and buy Manchester United. I mean, we had Bloomberg predicting that, we had Ben Jacobs predicting that, lots and lots of people out there were predicting that Sheikh Jassim would eventually come in, even at the last minute, and take over at Manchester United. He would make a bid that would not be rejected by the Glazers and he would take over. But that did not happen. But as things went on in the evening, lots more information started coming out. We got some more tweets, we got some more information out of Fabrizio Romano and other sources saying what actually went wrong. Now, it's understood that Sheikh Jassim made a bid of double what the valuation of Manchester United was, of £3.5 billion to the Glazers, which was rejected. He also put down a £1.5 billion cash injection into the club and infrastructure. He was also going to wipe out the entire debt right now that's on Manchester United. I think it's £700-800 million that is owed by Manchester United to the debtors, to the banks, and he would have wiped that out. So he would have put everything back to square one again. I mean, how? Just how have the Glazers sat there and refused this offer? I have no idea. It is actually heart-wrenching. I mean, why? How? We had this opportunity given to us on a plate, and sources close to Sheikh Jassim have confirmed that he would have been the dream owner for Manchester United. He would have put Manchester United where no other owner have done. The Glazers let that opportunity go. Man United needed something like this, and they needed it desperately. We are in shit's creek. We have got no idea what we're doing at this club. And the Glazers rejected Sheikh Jassim's offer, and Sheikh Jassim withdrew the final offer and walked away. What we have heard is that Sheikh Jassim in the last few days improved his offer even further and put on even further millions and millions of pounds to convince the Glazers to sell the club in its entirety. But the Glazers told him no. Now, I've been saying this for months and months, that the Glazers do not want to leave Manchester United. Now, that's not nice to hear, because a lot of fans want to see the Glazers out, and even I do, and lots of fans wanted to see Sheikh Jassim in, but I was really sceptical, and I kept going back to that same statement released by the Glazers on the 22nd of November 2022, in which they said they were going to be exploring strategic opportunities. And it didn't even mention the sale, really. I mean, it came down further on. Maybe we might consider a sale, but realistically, they were looking for investment. They were looking for money. They were desperate for money. The Glazers were on their knees. They needed money. They couldn't afford anything. They couldn't even afford to go out there and buy someone for £20 million this summer transfer window. So you knew they were desperate. They had no money. The club was falling apart. Old Trafford is falling apart. They had no money. It was the perfect opportunity to finally get rid of these greedy Glazers, and this was the final and best opportunity to get rid of those Glazers. Finally, we were going to see the back of them. This was the perfect and only opportunity where the Glazers were desperate. They had no money, and we could have had someone come in and pay them off and take over the club. Sheikh Jassim was that person. But we had a spanner in the works, and that spanner in the works was Sir Jim Ratcliffe. And I've been saying this again and again in my shows previously, which is, if Sir Jim Ratcliffe was a proper fan of Manchester United, he would have moved aside and let Sheikh Jassim take over the club for the betterment of the club, for the whole entire club. It would have been better. Anyone could see it. Anyone blind and deaf could see that Sheikh Jassim was the perfect owner for Manchester United. He was bringing in the money, he was clearing the debt, and he was going to invest massively, not just in the club, but the whole of Trafford. The whole area would have gone up in value. Everyone around there would have succeeded and prospered. But no, we've been left with Jim Ratcliffe, another Glazer in disguise. That's what he is, another Glazer in disguise. He is just like them. He's interested only in money. Imagine you're employing someone for a position and someone comes in, puts their CV down, and in that CV it tells you that they've cocked up in the same position at a previous place. Would you employ them? No, you wouldn't. So why the hell are we taking on Jim Ratcliffe, who's got Nice as a club and he's completely cocked up that club? He's done nothing for it. If he was that successful, that loaded, that wealthy, why has Nice not improved? Why are they still a crap club? He's had them for a long time. He's done nothing for that club. It tells you everything we need to know about Jim Ratcliffe. We haven't got an owner that is going to spend millions of pounds and improve the club. Absolutely not. We've got a reincarnation of the Glazers in Jim Ratcliffe. We are shafted as a club, and it's all down to the same people that have been holding on to us for 18 years and done nothing for us and nothing for the club, and those are the Glazers. They didn't want to sell the club, and that is the reality of it. Sheikh Jassim and his team must have found out that the Glazers are not prepared to leave the club, and that is where it's all ended. That's where negotiations broke down and the Sheikh Jassim team left the process. They left the process because they were told that the Glazers wanted to stay on, and Sheikh Jassim had the decency, and he was a proper Manchester United fan who decided, no, I'm not going to work with the Glazers. I want them out 100%, and I want to take over the club at 100%. I do not want to work with the Glazers. I do not want to jump in bed with the Glazers. Well, we all knew Ratcliffe, who's described the Glazers as wonderful people, really lovely people, really nice family. He's described them as that, and we all knew that because of that, Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be that guy that the Glazers will be wanting to choose. So they were working with him behind the scenes, trying to manufacture the perfect deal for them and the board to accept, and this was it, that 25% ownership of Manchester United, where the Glazers still stay in charge. The Glazers still run the show, but they put this whole smoke screen up where they say, oh, Sir Jim Ratcliffe will soon take over at Manchester United. Who gives a crap? Who gives a crap about Sir Jim Ratcliffe? He doesn't care about the football. He cares about making money, just like the Glazers, and that's why he finds them wonderful people. That's why he likes them, because he sees himself within them, and that's vice versa. We've seen the Glazers look at Sir Jim Ratcliffe and realise that he is like them. He's interested in making money, and they've jumped in bed together, and they're going to milk Manchester United even further, and they're going to screw Manchester United for every single penny they can even further. That's the reality of it, and we'll be hoping that Manchester United's valuation increases in the next 10 years over £10 billion, and that's when maybe they might sell. But I can tell you one thing for sure: this club will not succeed whilst the Glazers are here, and this club will not succeed under Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That is for sure. These people haven't got a footballing brain between them, and that is what's needed at Manchester United. We needed someone who actually cared about football, but these guys do not give a crap about football. All they care about is going out there and making as much money as possible from this cash cow. So after last night, when we did get that announcement from Fabrizio Romano, and other journalists started jumping on the back as well, saying yes, Sheikh Jassim has removed himself from the process. We got obviously the details of what the offer entailed and how crazy the offer was, and the Glazers still sat there having invested £0 in Manchester United and rejected his offer. The world record breaking offer. That's what we've got to remember. It was a world record breaking offer. However, they must have told Sheikh Jassim and his team that they do not want to leave. So whatever offer Sheikh Jassim was going to make, it has to be with the Glazers staying. And I think that was the final straw, and Sheikh Jassim walked away because he did not want the Glazers staying at the club. That is the crux of it. So anyone reporting or thinking that Sheikh Jassim left this process because he didn't want to increase his bid, it's not true. The reason why he left the process is because he was told by the Glazers that they wanted to stay on at Manchester United, and he had to then make a bid involving them in the club, and he wasn't prepared to do that. He was only prepared to take over the club 100% and did not want the Glazers anywhere near Manchester United. Now that is a proper Manchester United fan. That is what we needed, and we have lost that. We've lost that, and we've got instead Jim Ratcliffe, who's going to take over 25%, and that is what we've heard since last night. We've heard after this breaking news, we also heard that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is now going to go ahead and become 25% owner of Manchester United, and he's going to screw us up just as much as Glazers have been doing. All this news in one single night. It happened very quick, and it was devastating for most Manchester United fans. I mean, most of you out there will be thinking the same thing. You'll be gutted just like me. I could not get to sleep last night thinking about it, thinking how the hell does this work. I even started thinking maybe Sheikh Jassim might just come in again and make an offer and take over Manchester United. Maybe it might happen, but that's not going to happen. Let's be realistic. He's left the process for a reason. He knows that the Glazers are not going to entertain any offers which involve them leaving Manchester United. The Glazers want to stay on. The reason why the Glazers want to stay on is because they want to get more money out of Manchester United. They feel the money that they're getting right now is not enough. They could get more in another 5 to 10 years time because they feel football is going in that way, and they might actually be right. The value of players, the commercial contracts have just gone through the roof, and that is the way forward. So I think the Glazers are right. The Manchester United will increase in value, but how much? I don't think it's going to be increased as much as they think, because there's other clubs now that are doing better. And we're also hearing that Sheikh Jassim will go and buy another club, and this is devastating. And if he comes and buys another club in the Premier League, well, that's going to be a reminder every single day. Every time we face against that team, we'll know that Sheikh Jassim could have bought Manchester United, and he was going to do the same for Manchester United. Let's wait and see what happens, because I do not have any faith in the Glazers or Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Let us know, drop your comments below. What are you feeling like this morning after hearing the news that Sheikh Jassim has left the process? Are you as gutted as I am? Like I said at the start of the video, please hit that like button on this video so it could be pushed out to lots more Manchester United fans, so we could all drown our sorrows together. And if you're new to the Manchester United Stream channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all the latest Manchester United news and opinions. Okay, so let's return back to the takeover news. What happens now? Where does Manchester United go from now? I mean, we have lost one of our best opportunities to get rid of the Glazers by taking on Sheikh Jassim and bringing in lots of money and investment to the club. I mean, people around Sheikh Jassim have actually come out and said that we have lost one of the best opportunities and one of the best owners that we could have ever wished for a club. And we already knew this. As soon as he entered the process, we knew that if he ends up taking over at Manchester United, it will bring wholesale changes to the entire club, and we will become on level playing field. We'll get onto that level playing field with the likes of Man City, Newcastle, and other clubs around Europe. Now, with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, we ain't anywhere near. We've just got another Glazer, and he's going to bring in further debt. He hasn't got the money. He hasn't got the money to take over at Manchester United. Hence why he's gone and bought that 25% share. We've got another owner in Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming on, who's going to leverage lots of money from the banks and pile it on top of Manchester United. That's what we've got. We've got someone who does not care about the club. We've got another owner who's absolutely broke. He's got no money in his back pocket and he's been shopping around trying to buy every club in Europe, from Chelsea to Barcelona. He's gone around. He's like flipping being knocked back by every single person. And suddenly the Glazers see this loser and they think, right, okay, let's bring him on because he's perfect for us, because he's not going to challenge us. He's not going to tell us to get out of the club. Even if we do whatever we want to do and screw up the club, he is not going to come to us and say, get the hell out of the club, I want to take over. They've probably looked at him and realised that he's skint, he's got no money, and he's not going to be able to buy us out, whether it comes to 10 years time or 15 years or 20 years time. He's not going to have the money to come in and buy us out. And this is why the Glazers handpicked Sir Jim Ratcliffe. This is terrible, terrible news for the entire Man United fan base, and I am completely lost for words. I don't know what to do. What do we do? How do we combat this? How do we get together? And it is upon all Manchester United fans to sit down and unite finally and get something done. But right now we do know one thing: the Glazers don't care about the fans, they don't care about the football on the pitch, they don't care about the manager, they don't care about the players, they don't care about Old Trafford, they don't care about the facilities, they don't even care about the clubs around us that are turning into mega giant clubs and leaving us in the dust. They don't care about any of that. All they care about is making sure that the value of Manchester United increases, and I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them for 1 millisecond that they will be trying behind the scenes to get us into another European Super League or something like that, where it lines their pockets with even more money. This is a really, really sad day in the history of Manchester United. We've lost out on someone who really could have made a difference to Manchester United, and I'm sure all fans will be upset. So look, the only thing we can do is unite together and speak to each other and hopefully get over this and see what is there through this hardship. Maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe we do get rid of the Glazers. Maybe we look back at this time in the future and see how hard it was under the Glazers, and even tell our kids or our grandchildren about the Glazers. Maybe not, who knows. Hit that like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the Man United Stream channel. You're watching the Man United Streamer channel by the fans for the fans.